Universal Studios, Florida, and the Hard Rock Cafe. We're back 2 years removed from the last time that Generation X came through town. It is back again tonight. This is with Steve Vai, Yngwie Malmsteen, Nuno Bettencourt, Zakk Wyle, and Tosin Abasi, playing together as one unified front and individual pieces, kind of like the Voltron of guitar virtuosos, if you will. And we're going back. Coming up on the Hard Rock, we've got 3 hours to go before the show starts. Already a big line to get in for meet and greets. We did not pay for a meet and greet. As you see everybody out here with guitars to get signed, a couple Ibanez. I don't know what's in that other big hard case. We're gonna kill a bunch of time eating some vittles. We're splitting a jumbo combo. Jimbo Kimbo combo. We destroyed an appetizer and shared a dessert. I'd be remiss if I left Hard Rock without stopping by to at least pay homage to Vinny and Dimebag Daryl. We have a Dean ML and a Crown Royal bag from Dimebag here. Yesterday was the anniversary of Dime being killed on stage. So I wanted to stop by, check out his stuff. So a little bit more detail about this Washburn Dime guitar. Dime has an inscribed picture describing the guitar here when he donated it to Hard Rock. And it says this was a tough one to give up. It's too nice to play live, so I guess there's no better place than the Hard Rock to put it on display. Crown Royal Purple took 2 24-karat gold inlays. This jewel marks the 40 million gallons I poured rockin' over the years. And then just another note about these drums from Vinnie Paul. These are obviously from Damage Plan when he was playing with Dime after Pantera folded. And this is actually the drum kit that was played on tour and on stage the night that Dime was killed in Ohio on December 8th, 2004. What's ironic is right around the corner where these instruments are is a picture of Ace Frehley from Attack of the Phantoms. And the reason why that's weird for me is that the only time that I ever met Dime and Vinny was with Ace Frehley in the parking lot of the Meadowlands Arena when they were playing outside opening for Skid Row. And while we're upstairs at the Hard Rock Cafe, you can check out this Freddie Mercury outfit. And ironically, right next to this Freddie Mercury outfit is this Elton John credit card. And then there's some handwritten notes here from Sir Elton John as well. Here's why I say ironic. We have tickets for the rescheduled Elton John show coming up in March. And we also picked up tickets to go see Queen with Adam Lambert in August. Drumhead signed by Black Sabbath. Doors are just about to open. We're gonna get our guitar-gasms on. The infamous merch table shot. That shirt is amazing. We've got a Zakk autograph poster for 50 bucks. We got a Black Label American chapter shirt, Zakk Sabbath shirt, Bleed Black Label shirt. Got one Vai shirt, a couple Generation X shirts. Steve Vai earplugs are hilarious. And Nuno shirts. This is the shirt I got. I didn't get a shirt the last time that they came around. I love all of their faces. The rock face! And dates on the back too. So we have our seats. I went from being so excited that I counted down months for the show to come on since July when tennis went outside. To then not wanting to get out of bed today. To now being psyched beyond belief. Look at our seats. Second row.
Good evening, Maitland. tonight. Thank you so much. We had one of the best audiences last night in Atlanta, but I think you're gonna fuck them all up today. I think that's what I'm thinking. So ready begun. How many guitar players in the house tonight? Wait, keep your hands up for a second. 1, 2, 3. I told you I quit high school, man. It takes me a minute. The reason I'm asking you that question, there is a reason, man. There's some young punks here today. I met them outside. I met them at our meet and greet. These guys got that look in their eye like 14, 15, like they're gonna take us down. And that's absolutely what you gotta do right there. I see you right there. Future rock and roll, come on. But I'll tell you what, it don't matter what age you are. Everybody that plays guitar in here, I don't give a fuck if you're 15. Sorry I said fuck a million fucking times. Right? You gotta learn that. That's a big part of rock and roll right there. But anybody who's here playing, who wants to be up here, that's great. But if you're playing in a cover band, you're playing in a tribute band, you're playing for your girlfriend, you're trying to get laid, whatever it is, keep playing guitar because that's the success. That is it. It don't matter how far you get, how far you think you failed. There is no failure when you just keep playing guitar. Normally I don't do many instrumental things, so for all you guys who love all the instrumental shit, I apologize in advance. I'm usually in a band called Extreme. I don't know if you ever heard of that. I'm usually up here playing stuff like, you know, not tonight though, not tonight. Nobody wants to hit. Relax, lady, man, it's okay. This chick's over there like, that's why I came here tonight, to hear my fucking wedding song. What the fuck? Except I don't see your husband here tonight, no. It's like the 80s all over again. Mosquitoes and shit in here. Florida? Mosquitoes?
the Orlando chapter. Give it up for the one, the only, the Boston Barbarian, Father Nuno Bettencourt!
Well, you know it ain't easy for these thoughts here to leave me. There's no words to describe it in French or in English. The diamonds they fade and flowers they bloom, and I'll tell them these feelings all away. They may not give me hours. They may not give me hours. Whenever you are out there, these feelings all away. They may not give me hours. I keep thinking and I'm always that time will take them away. These feelings won't go away. These feelings won't go away.
His business. He can sing his ass off. He plays piano, he plays bass, he plays drums, he writes, he produces, he does dishes, he does laundry. He'll knock your socks off and wash them for you as well. Give it up for my brethren, old Doom, the one, the only, the Boston Barbarian, Father Nuno Bettencourt! your name, boss? What is it?
Michael.
Give it up for Father Michael, the Orlando champion!
Yngwie Malmsteen.
is over. And now we head back through an empty city walk. Literally just concert goers and these guys that work at Tucson. Alright, so it is a whopping 7 after midnight. We need to get up in a few hours for work, but that was an amazing show. It was another 4 solid hours of music. When Yngwie played last, I thought for sure he wasn't playing because I would have figured Vai would have closed things out, but I think Vai is kind of selfless and took less time than everybody else that was on stage and played before Yngwie played. The show was different this time than it was the last time that we saw it 2 years ago. Different songs, a lot more mobility from Zakk. It looked like it felt like Zakk took like twice as long as everybody else.
Yeah, he went nuts.
I mean, it was really enjoyable because Zakk kind of, you know, wove his way around not only the crowd but different songs and you know, solos that just seemed to go like for eons.
The only thing is the first 2, it was great. Even however long they were, for me, the second 2 took forever.
Yeah, Yngwie seemed to just never end. So a couple fun facts. Yngwie I really like, and I really liked more when I was younger, I think. And the guitar that he plays is this American Stratocaster. I think and I'm saying this off the cuff, so if people are watching this and you're a musician and you're gonna make fun of me for getting things wrong, but I think it's a 1962 Strat that he had scalloped the fretboard, right? And in somewhere in the early 90s, I bought that Strat when they came up with the Yngwie Malmsteen model, and it was great. And one of the best things about it is that, like, while everybody wanted to try it, not a lot of people could play it very well because of the scallop frets. But here's the fun fact: I got rid of that guitar when we had Jess because we needed bills to pay. So we sold the guitar off.
That was really heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was like selling a piece of my soul.
Was that the one I had to do and you wouldn't? Yeah. He couldn't do it. I had to do it.
So that guitar I loved dearly. But the other fun thing, like the Vai guitar, I had a Vai prototype at one point too, which got stolen at a show. So it kills me to see both of those guys playing their signature guitars. And I've kind of morphed over into cheaper Dean. I have a Dean ML and actually have a Epiphone Les Paul that was gifted to us from Zakk Wyle. But it just kills me to see that Yngwie thing. But the other fun fact, but going back to Vai, and I feel always like ridiculously embarrassed to say this, but when we were younger and stupider, but not too young either, you know, old enough to be able to drive, Steve Vai, I believe, lived out in Carl Place, Long Island, and we used to...
This is before I knew him.
Yeah, long before that, but when we were young and stupid, probably like 18 years old or so, used to drive out by his house and like, it was like the pre-internet era of stalking type of thing, but not so much stalking, but going to his house, ringing the doorbell, and getting in the car to see who would answer the door and then driving away. So it was like ring and run with Steve Vai, which is terribly embarrassing when I think about it all the time. But we met him like 2 years later, and I couldn't work up to say anything about it, but the only thing I can notice is that he had the longest fingers I've ever seen on a person in my life. They're like tentacles for his fingers. But overall, good show. You know, of course, like, it was bizarre. Our seats were in the second row, but they were 1 and 2, which were all the way over to the right. But they had an XX on the chairs next to us, which only led to shenanigans later when drunk people snuck in and wanted to take the seats, and I wasn't having it. So anyway, good show. I think that closes out shows for us for the year. We're planning with going to see Hailstorm next week. The tickets are like scalping for like 50% off of face value at this point. So if we can get something decent for 50% off or somewhere in that range, we might go to Hailstorm, and that might be the last show. But other than that, 2019 is stacked. We'll do another video at some point forecasting all the stuff that we're going to go see in 2019, because we have a very full plate with very, very big bands. So on that note, thanks a lot for coming along with us. Thank you very much for all of your likes, and your comments, and your subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night. We'll see you guys.